If you're past 60 and think building muscle needs costly powders or premium cuts, you're being sold a myth. In this clip, I'll reveal 7 inexpensive foods that actually help older adults grow strength more reliably than many high-priced supplements. This isn't about shortcuts. It's about smart choices backed by evidence and real results. Quick reality check. After middle age, people progressively lose muscle every year, and by very advanced age, strength can drop dramatically. At the same time, grocery bills for protein have climbed. Specialty meals and branded protein mixes can empty your wallet. But what if I told you that several powerful, wallet-friendly protein options exist that cost only a few dollars or less per serving, and supply usable amino acids your body can leverage? Over the last few years, I compared diets and strength outcomes among older adults with similar incomes. The ones who stayed robust didn't spend the most on trendy products. They picked efficient, bioavailable foods and paired them with small amounts of resistance work. I was surprised by how consistent the pattern was. Tell me where you're tuning in from in the comments. Ask anything down there and I'll reply. Make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss practical senior health tips each week. If this resonates, type 1 below. If not, type 0. This isn't about paying more. It's about finding the best value sources of protein that aging muscles can actually use. Compared to those who lost strength, the strongest older adults often spent less on protein overall. In a moment, I'll run through 7 low-cost protein choices that support muscle building without breaking the bank, ordered from simply helpful up to absolutely essential. I'll give a rough price per serving, explain why each outperforms many expensive alternatives, and share a quick preparation tip so you get the most benefit. Stick around. The top pick costs under 50 cents a serving and provides more functional protein than some supplements that cost many times more. All right, let's begin with item 7. Small tins of sardines pack about 23 grams of full-spectrum protein and typically sell for only around $1.25 each. Lots of people turn their noses up at sardines. Yet for budget-conscious seniors aiming to build strength, these tiny fish punch well above their size. It isn't just the protein quantity that matters, it's the quality. Sardines supply all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to rebuild muscle, plus concentrated marine fats, EPA/DHA, that dampen inflammation and protect aging muscle from accelerated breakdown. As we get older, low-grade inflammation speeds muscle loss, so pairing high-quality protein with anti-inflammatory fats is a major win. Long-term observations show seniors who ate small oily fish a couple of times weekly lost far less muscle than peers who ate fish only occasionally. Research published in clinical nutrition journals found the anti-inflammatory effects of those marine fats helped preserve muscle that would otherwise be lost to chronic inflammation. Importantly, consistent consumers of sardines maintain better grip strength, walking speed, and overall functional capacity. Real benefits you can feel day to day. Sardines are also practical. The bones are soft and edible, giving a useful calcium boost for bone health, and a $1.25 can delivers protein quality comparable to a $6 portion of salmon. They're shelf-stable, ready in seconds, and one of the simplest, most cost-effective choices for seniors serious about keeping and rebuilding muscle. Small tins of sardines are a no-fuss protein solution. They last a long time on the shelf, require no cooking, and can be eaten straight from the can. That makes them perfect to stock up on during sales, so you always have a high-quality protein option available. Unlike fresh fish, which spoils quickly and needs careful storage. If the flavor worries you, Try mashing sardines with avocado, a squeeze of lemon, and chopped herbs on toast. Folding them into a chilled pasta salad. Stirring them into scrambled eggs. Spreading them on crackers with a dash of hot sauce. Or whisking them into a creamy, Caesar-style dressing. Regularity matters. Even a single can each week provides a meaningful protein boost that supports muscle maintenance at a fraction of the cost of many alternatives. If sardines give you affordable, complete protein, the next item on the list delivers a different but equally crucial benefit for older muscles. Cottage cheese often gets written off as old-fashioned, but it's a standout for anyone over 60 trying to build or protect muscle without spending a lot. A typical cup contains roughly 24 grams of protein, and a 16-ounce tub commonly costs around $2.50, which works out to an exceptional amount of quality protein per dollar. What makes cottage cheese especially useful is its dominant protein fraction, casein. Casein digests slowly, supplying amino acids steadily over several hours, which helps older muscles that are less responsive to a single large protein dose. Think of it like sipping nutrients slowly throughout the night, instead of gulping them all at once. This steady supply reduces waste and improves the chance that those amino acids are used for repair and growth. Clinical work has shown that older adults who consumed slow-release dairy protein before sleep experienced measurable gains in muscle and strength compared with controls. Practically speaking, cottage cheese is versatile. Mix with fruit, herbs, or vegetables, stomach-friendly, and extremely cost-effective. Roughly pennies per gram of usable protein, often cheaper than a single commercial protein bar. A controlled trial published in a reputable geriatric journal found that older adults who regularly consumed cottage cheese, about 4 servings weekly, showed greater gains in lean tissue and hand strength than peers who didn't, even after researchers accounted for total daily protein intake. That suggests there's something uniquely helpful about this dairy's protein profile. The same research team also reported better bone health markers among regular eaters, likely because the edible calcium in the curds works together with the protein. For seniors, choosing full-fat tubs often makes sense. The dietary fats improve the uptake of protein and boost satiety, and they also help the body absorb fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin D, which supports muscle performance. Cottage cheese is flexible in the kitchen. Use it as a savory base with chopped herbs and veggies. Blend it into smoothies for creaminess. Top it with fruit for a quick snack. Or swap it into baked dishes where ricotta is called for to stretch your budget while increasing protein. Lentils deliver roughly 18 grams of cooked protein per cup and can be bought dry for well under $1.50 per pound, making them a standout bargain for people watching their grocery bills. Their strength isn't only protein. The mix of fiber, iron, and B vitamins fuels steady energy and supports muscle repair and endurance. Especially important because mild iron shortfalls in older adults often sap strength before blood tests show anemia. Lentils also contain notable amounts of leucine, the trigger amino acid for muscle building, and when paired across the day with grains or nuts, they offer a complete amino acid profile that aging muscles can use efficiently. Research published in a respected nutrition journal found that older adults who regularly included legumes like lentils in their diets kept more muscle and moved better than peers who depended mostly on animal proteins. Scientists think part of the benefit comes from the anti-inflammatory compounds in beans and pulses, which create a friendlier environment for preserving muscle tissue. The high fiber content also supports gut health, improving nutrient uptake, a key point, since efficient digestion helps the body use protein for repair and strength. Economics-wise, lentils are extremely efficient. A single pound of dry lentils can yield roughly 8 decent servings of cooked lentils, and that pound often costs well under $1.50. That works out to far less than a quarter per portion for about 18 grams of cooked protein, making lentils one of the cheapest, most practical muscle-building foods available. They're kitchen-friendly too. Add them to broths, stews, salads, or serve as a hearty side. Unlike many dried beans, lentils don't require an overnight soak and can be table-ready in about half an hour. Red lentils cook fastest and tend to break down into a creamy base perfect for those who struggle with chewing, while brown and green varieties hold their texture and give a satisfying, meaty bite for grain bowls and salads. A simple way to boost their muscle-friendly value is to cook lentils with anti-inflammatory flavors. Ginger, garlic, and turmeric work especially well, both for taste and for easing digestion. Next up on the list is canned tuna. A 3-ounce serving delivers a concentrated hit of high-quality protein and is frequently available for around $1 per can. For seniors watching the budget but aiming to maintain or rebuild strength, canned tuna offers a low-cost, no-fuss source of complete protein with a long shelf life and zero prep time. Tuna stands out because of its amino acid profile. It contains every essential amino acid in proportions that efficiently trigger muscle-building processes, while remaining low in calories and fat. That makes it ideal for older adults who want to add lean tissue without piling on extra body fat, which can interfere with anabolic hormones and increase systemic inflammation. Tuna's protein is also very easy to digest and absorb, a real advantage as digestive efficiency declines with age. Controlled work on older populations has shown fish proteins are often taken up more effectively than some alternative proteins, with absorption remaining high even in people beyond 70. When you break the numbers down, the value becomes obvious. A typical $1 can with about 22 grams of protein works out to roughly $0.045 per gram of protein, approximately 4.5 cents per gram. By comparison, many commercial protein powders cost many times more per gram of usable protein. Canned tuna is also flexible in the kitchen. Choose versions packed in water to keep calories lower, or pick chunk style for the best price-to-protein ratio. Eat it straight on crackers, fold it into salads, mix it into eggs for patties, or combine it with whole grains and vegetables for a quick, balanced meal. Rotating between canned tuna, sardines, and salmon also helps widen nutrient intake and reduce any single-source contaminant risk. As a practical rule, following public guidance on fish intake, for example, limiting higher mercury varieties and favoring low mercury light tuna, keeps weekly consumption safe while still delivering lots of muscle-friendly nutrition. Eggs are another budget superstar. With roughly 6 grams of complete protein per egg and a dozen costing about $2.50, a single egg runs around 21 cents, which equals roughly 3 cents and 50 cents per gram of protein, approximately 3.5 cents per gram. Beyond the math, eggs offer exceptional protein quality. The body can use almost all of the amino acids eggs provide, so each gram counts more. The yolk is particularly important. It supplies fat-soluble nutrients and key cofactors like vitamin D, choline, and extra-leucine that help the body make better use of the egg white's protein. In fact, studies comparing whole egg consumption after resistance exercise to egg white only showed a markedly stronger muscle-building response when the yolk was included, suggesting the nutrients in the yolk amplify the anabolic effect. For seniors, that combination of high bioavailability, good micronutrients, and low cost makes eggs an especially efficient way to get usable protein into every meal. Eggs also supply a rare natural source of vitamin D, which studies link directly to better muscle performance in older adults. They deliver every essential amino acid in balanced amounts, so seniors with higher vitamin D status tend to show stronger muscle function than those with low levels. Because vitamin D is fat-soluble, it's absorbed more effectively when eaten with dietary fat, and the yolk naturally provides that fat, unlike many isolated vitamin pills that need extra fat to work well. A dozen eggs often runs about $2.50 and contains roughly 72 grams of complete protein, which makes the cost per gram extremely low. Prepare them any way you like: omelets loaded with vegetables, poached on whole grain toast, hard-boiled for portable snacks, or scrambled into a full meal. And be sure to eat the whole egg, not just the whites, because the yolk supplies key cofactors that improve how your body uses protein. Recent research has largely cleared the air about eggs and heart risk for most people, and the choline in yolks supports brain health, which helps preserve the neural drive needed for effective exercise and daily function. If whole eggs are a nutrient-dense cornerstone, the next choice acts like a steady, twice-speed fuel delivery for muscles. Greek-style yogurt usually gives about 20 grams of protein per cup, and a larger 32-ounce tub can contain around 160 grams of protein total, while selling for roughly $5, working out to only a few cents per gram. Its protein mix is special. It contains both fast-absorbing whey and slow-releasing casein, so you get an immediate amino acid pulse, plus a longer, steady supply over hours. That makes Greek yogurt particularly useful for older bodies that benefit from continuous amino acid availability. On top of that, the live cultures support gut health. Emerging evidence shows a healthy microbiome improves nutrient uptake and lowers chronic inflammation, both of which help muscles retain mass. Clinical trials have reported that older adults who ate concentrated yogurt daily experienced measurable improvements in leg strength and walking speed compared with controls, likely because of the high protein density and the sustained release from casein. Besides protein, Greek yogurt brings calcium for bones and B vitamins for energy, so it's a compact, affordable package that strengthens the foundation muscles need to work properly.
Choose whole milk. Plain Greek yogurt without added sugars. The fat content matters. The extra natural fat increases feelings of fullness and helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins, so it supports both appetite control and nutrient uptake. Use it as a smoothie base. Swap it for sour cream. Eat it straight. Fold in berries and nuts for a quick meal, or marinate meat to add protein and tenderness. Because it's so adaptable, you can work it into multiple meals each day to keep a steady supply of muscle-building amino acids. Everything above leads to the single cheapest, highest value protein option: dried beans. A cooked cup of beans delivers roughly 15 grams of protein, and a pound of dry beans typically costs only $1 or $2, making them one of the most economical sources of quality protein on the planet. Dried legumes stretch a little money into many servings. A single pound yields a dozen or more portions, which works out to pennies per serving. Beans aren't just cheap calories. They combine protein with complex carbohydrates for long-lasting energy, fiber that supports gut health, and minerals like potassium, magnesium, and iron that are essential for muscle repair and performance. Their polyphenols and other plant compounds also have anti-inflammatory effects, which helps blunt the chronic low-grade inflammation that accelerates age-related muscle loss. Improved circulation and cardiovascular benefits from regular bean consumption further help by making it easier for muscles to receive oxygen and nutrients.
Longitudinal studies tracking older adults have linked frequent bean consumption with better physical functioning and slower muscle decline over time. In one multi-year study, people who ate legumes several times a week showed stronger preservation of independence, fewer markers of inflammation, and even lower rates of hospital admission for falls and fractures compared with peers who rarely ate them. While beans alone aren't a complete protein, they easily become one when combined across the day with grains, nuts, or small amounts of animal protein. And you don't have to eat those pairings in the same meal. This staggered approach is ideal for seniors who prefer smaller portions. The body assembles the necessary amino acids over time as you eat, so meal planning becomes more flexible. Variety is the trick. Rotate different types of beans and pair them with whole grains, herbs, and anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric, garlic, and ginger to boost flavor, digestibility, and muscle-supporting benefits. Different bean types bring different nutrient strengths and tastes. Black beans are especially rich in antioxidants. Kidney beans supply folate. Navy beans supply iron. Beans offer lots of fiber and potassium. Chickpeas deliver a bit more protein per cup, and pinto beans are a great all-rounder. Rotating among varieties prevents palate fatigue and ensures you get a broader mix of vitamins and minerals.
A single bag of dry beans stretches a very long way, dozens of portions. So the protein you get for your money is hard to beat. When cooked and portioned, those dried legumes provide an enormous amount of usable protein for just a few cents per serving, far outpacing the cost efficiency of most ready-made protein bars. They can be batch cooked, frozen in portions, and reheated easily. A slow cooker or pressure cooker makes this a low-effort, high-return strategy for the week. Culinary flexibility is another win. Mash beans into spreads. Toss them into salads for texture and extra protein. Bulk up soups and stews, or serve them alongside grains to form a complete protein. They absorb flavors beautifully, so they work in Mexican, Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, and Asian dishes alike. That's the central point. You don't need luxury meal plans or expensive powders to preserve or rebuild strength as you age. Some of the most powerful muscle-supporting foods live in the bargain aisles. Every dollar spent on these simple staples is an investment in strength, independence, and long-term health. Make this your action plan for the week. Start by choosing only 2 items from the list. Make a simple bean stew for dinner and have a cup of Greek yogurt with berries in the morning. Pack a can of sardines for lunch if you need something ready to eat. Check how much protein you currently eat and compare that with these low-cost options. You'll likely find you can boost your muscle-building results without spending more. The trick is steady repetition, not flawless execution. Begin with the flavors you like and gradually add more of the options you tolerate. Keep cans of tuna and sardines in the pantry for quick meals. Batch cook dried beans on the weekend and base daily protein around eggs and Greek yogurt. Within a few weeks, you should notice more energy, quicker recovery, and gains in the practical strength that helps you stay independent. Rebuilding or preserving muscle after 60 doesn't require expensive diets. These 7 cheap, protein-dense foods prove that the most effective nutrition is often the most affordable. You just need to know where to look. By using time-tested, humble foods, you can get greater muscle value per dollar than people who spend hundreds on trend-driven supplements and premium cuts. The choice is yours. You can buy into the marketing that equates price with results, or you can take control with reliable, budget-friendly proteins that actually move the needle. Your muscles don't care about fancy packaging. They respond to consistent, quality nourishment that's within reach. If you think a friend or family member would benefit, share this video with them. And if you want more practical, research-backed advice for staying strong on a budget, hit subscribe and turn on notifications.